Shut up and sit down.
Welcome back to Pop Culture Podcast, episode 215. I'm Adrian.
I'm Jay.
We're back for another week of comic book, TV, music, sports, YouTube.
I got a podcast to talk about.
And a podcast.
Yeah. This is like the whole, like, if we talked about a board game, I think we would hit every topic we've ever.
Ooh, I do have headphone stuff we can maybe talk about.
Oh, no, we totally should talk about that, because I'm kind of excited about it.
Oh, I have different headphone news than what we talked about.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm breaking the mold here.
Cool.
Let's start about what we need to drink.
Yeah, I don't actually even know what this is. You just poured it out.
It's not that what I want to drink. It's what we need to drink.
Yeah, okay.
So, this is from the Fremont Brewing Company.
Okay.
It's their Proletariat Porter.
Oh, okay.
And I would say, I don't know how this is. I picked up this growler on Friday. Still sealed. It still had a generous head. Not a full head.
No, the head is gone now, though.
Mine still has a okay amount.
Mine is...
So I'm not sure how it's going to be comparatively, but I know day of, it is one of my favorite porters.
Okay.
And you love porter.
I do.
So let's see what you think.
Okay. It's not bad.
Okay. Too coffee for you?
It's not that it's too coffee, it's like it's the wrong coffee.
Okay.
I don't know I don't know if there is a typical roast that's used for, or not roast, but like bean that's used for a porter, or if it can just kind of be anything that's like a dark roast. But it almost tastes like it's more of a burnt coffee, like an over roasted coffee.
Okay.
And there's a lot less of the chocolate notes than in most of the other porters that I've had. So it's real coffee, and I know porter is still lower on the coffee than the chocolate than a stout, but it's still like it's not bad. It's just it's a different profile.
I will argue what they say that growlers are good for up to, because you can tell, even getting this filled on Friday, there's a degradation from what I usually get.
Okay.
It's not as carbonated.
Sure.
I don't know why. Maybe I'd never noticed it before because I wasn't really trying to focus on it like I am now. It is sweeter than I remember it being.
Okay. And I wonder if that is when the carbonation breaks down, it tends to leave a sweeter flavor anyways. Like in most carbonated things, that's how it works. So I wonder if that's what it is. I'd be interested if I actually went into Fremont and tried this straight from their tap, if the profile would be that much different to me.
Well, on the flip side, the brewery is literally 7 minutes from my office. So it's not like I can't just stop by next time and just pick up a growler the same day.
Well, that reminds me, are we doing fish and chips this Friday? We talked about that. Or is that next Friday?
It would have to be this Friday. I'm out of town this Friday. We can do it any Friday. It is it's any Monday and Friday, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. All right. Let's talk about your TV this week.
So, kind of going through the normal things. Adam Carolla and Friends Build Stuff Live.
Okay.
Still hilarious. I have a coworker that also watched this. So we always talk about it when we watch it.
Okay.
The problem I had with this week's episode is, the premise of the show is he brings somebody in and they do a home improvement project. This week it was making a freestanding home gym. So essentially building like a storage shack in your backyard and putting gym equipment in it. We saw like 3% of the actual build. It was almost entirely done off camera.
So then what was it all about then?
It's now devolving into them just playing like games. So there's, in each episode, there's like a challenge that's unique to that episode, not having anything to do with the build itself, but like a competitive challenge. So this one was like not tic-tac-toe, but like nail gun shooting balloons. And you had to hit only balloons of a certain color. And the first one to pop all the balloons of that color won. That was like a 4-minute portion of the show. And it's only 45 minutes. And then there was a 2.5-minute cutaway segment of contractor confessional, where people come in and confess the things they've done as a contractor. I killed the cat, I broke the foundation of the neighborhood, like that sort of thing. So all these other things are happening that are taking away from the build, whereas the first episode was very much about, it was like a 50-50 build and shenanigans. and this one was so.
I don't know if I like that.
So there's only one episode left this season. Next week it's Jay Leno. I don't think it'll have a second season. So.
Well, it's Spike. Right?
It is Spike.
So I feel like they'll definitely get a second season. I just don't know if it's going to be a better second season.
So watch that. Supergirl, Flash. Caught up on Arrow.
Okay.
So my wife has actually been off on Arrow. Like, she's like, I don't really like it as much.
Good for her.
Except, I will even say these last 3 episodes have been a marked improvement in quality.
What has caused this improvement?
I don't know. I think the storylines are a little tighter. There is all the ancillary characters in there, but they're almost serving a purpose now, whereas they're not just like, oh hey, we've got other people to like ride in the van to the place where we're tracking down the baddie. But yeah, I feel like the last couple of episodes actually doing a little better, so that's good. Bob's Superstore, all the way caught up on Superstore through the season finale.
Yeah, so a lot of season finales these past couple weeks.
I actually have this underlined on my notes. It's season finale season.
Yeah.
Because we also watched the season finale of Big Bang Theory.
Okay.
And then we started a new show. It's a 7-part miniseries that was on HBO called Big Little Lies.
Big Little Lies?
Yes.
So please tell me it's about fat midgets lying to their normal-sized wives.
No, that'd be great.
God. Can we make that Showtime? Because HBO has this. Can we get this on Showtime?
Isn't that Little Big World or whatever?
No, they don't lie about marital affairs.
Okay. But this is a adaptation of a book. Like I said, it's only 7 episodes. It's got Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman.
Oh.
Who's the third one? Shailene Woodley. Fuck her. I couldn't care less about her. She was on Secret Life of an American Teenager, and she's in the Divergent movies.
Yeah.
Takes place in Monterey, California. All these rich people, and there's all this infighting going on in the groups. We've only got through the first 2 episodes, but they do a really good job of... First episode opens up, and you know that somebody was murdered.
Okay, I like it already then.
What you don't know, and I don't know at what point it gets revealed, is who was murdered. So you know somebody that you've seen on the show has been murdered. And they're showing all these little bits of interaction where, like I said, everybody's fighting with everybody, so everybody has motive to kill anybody. So you don't know who is murdered, and you don't know who is accused of being the murderer or murderers. And it just, every episode you see more of it, and it unfolds. And I think it's not until the last episode where you really find out who was murdered and who's standing accused.
So how far in this have you gone?
2 out of 7 episodes.
Do you want to get to 7?
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually stayed up till like midnight last night to finish the 2nd episode.
Ooh.
Because it is so well done.
Okay, I'll check that out then.
Like I said, it's only 7 episodes. HBO, I don't know what you're going to be able to find it somewhere.
But like you said, season finale season. So what are we going to move into? We got to move into something now.
So this is what brought this up. Is my wife and I got caught up on all of our shows last night. I think after we finished Flash, we were caught up on everything. So it's like, okay, well, now we're caught up on everything. It's 9 o'clock. What do you want to watch now? So I was like, we can go through the list of all the stuff that we left in progress last summer and pick something out. And she's like, well, I want to start this new show. Oh, fuck. Another show that we're starting.
Add it to the list.
Add it
to the list.
But then I found out it's only a 7-episode miniseries. Like, okay, it's a good show. I can labor my way through that, and then we'll go back to something else.
Okay.
But I mean, I have a ton of shit to watch. So
I do want to ask. Flash is over.
Mm-hmm.
We find out.
No. There's 1 episode of Flash.
Okay. So we find out the big bad is future Barry Allen.
Right.
I've given up on this show.
Okay.
So as I hear that, to me, this just sounds really dumb. But how is it?
What do you? Is your mic not working?
Mine's barely working.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna pause it really fast for Price is Right moment, and then we'll see if I come back with better audio. Okay, so we're back, and you guys probably can hear me better now. We just realized one of the mic lost its power.
Right.
So
Yeah. So where were we at? Oh, so we were talking about
the Flash, Future Flash being bad.
Yeah. It's weird. Okay, so here's
Because that's not who Savitar obviously was in the comic.
No, not at all. But here's what drives me crazy about this last night's episode.
Wow. You are caught up if you're saying last night's episode.
Yeah. And I also watched it at 6:30 p.m. Because I can do that.
Oh.
Because it's an 8 o'clock show. So on
sure.
On
the other coast.
Yeah. So what causes this other Flash is Barry going back in time and doing this stuff, and then he becomes a time aberration, which if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, it's a result of something happening in the timeline that shouldn't happen.
So he flash pointed it.
Exactly.
But he already flash pointed it before.
Right.
So it's another flashpoint?
Sort of, yeah. So it's if you watched I think it was season 2. There's the scene where he goes back in time and he's running and he sees himself.
Yes.
It's like that, where he creates a time duplicate of himself.
Okay.
By being in the same timeline twice. Fucking weird. I hate time travel. But so his solution to solve this is they develop a speed bazooka, which I don't fully understand how it works, to shoot Savitar with. But to power it, they need this huge power source, and it's in the Argus labs, which are apparently more secure than Fort Knox and the Pentagon and all that. So he goes to recruit Captain Cold, being the master thief that he is, to help him break in. Well, Captain Cold is in 1892 because he's traveling with the Legends of Tomorrow. So Barry goes back in time.
No.
Breaks the whole time thing again to try to defeat the villain that was created by him time traveling. I'm like, what the? And there's no fucking consequence. That's bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward to the next season?
I am hoping that the writers take the off season to make a better show.
So essentially, you want them to have in-studio suspension to think about what they've done.
Yes.
Maybe write an
Absolutely.
essay about what they've done.
And that essay would just be a good script.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
But it was funny because the episode was called Infantino Street. So those of us who know Carmine Infantino, they get the reference.
Okay.
So
it's cute. That's cute.
So that's all I watched for.
Okay. We finished Office yet again.
Okay.
Yet again.
I think at this point, you should start watching it in other languages.
To see if I can maybe do the French before she can do the English?
Well, no, just because now you know the English lines so well that when you hear them in French,
I can learn French.
You're learning immersive study.
Okay. So she wants to rewatch How I Met Your Mother now.
All 8 seasons?
Well, I mean, we just did 9 of The Office.
Yeah. I'm just saying there's no 9th season of this show.
There shouldn't. You're mistaken. You do the 9th season. Don't watch the last episode. You watch the alternative episode.
That's true, which I still haven't watched. Fuck.
And then it's fine. It's not good.
Right.
But it's because that whole season in itself sucked.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But what we did watch is, let's talk about Fresh Off the Boat.
Okay.
Fantastic show. Really enjoying it. NBA Conference Championships. Let's touch on, got to touch on that.
Okay.
Golden State Warriors. 2-0 against the Spurs right now.
Nice.
So they swept the first round. They swept the second round. They may sweep the third round.
Wow.
It's come under a lot of controversy because Kawhi Leonard, who's the Spurs headliner, got injured in the first game.
Oh, so they're saying that's why they're down 2 games?
They're not saying that's not only why, but they say that it was an intentional injury. But if you watch it, it's clearly wasn't intentional. And in fact, the guy who injured him got injured in game 2.
Oh.
So,
Karma.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah.
Today was the Cavs versus the Celtics, which is their game 1.
Yeah.
Cavaliers dominated.
Okay.
Between LeBron James and Kevin Love alone, 70 points.
Wow.
Between the two of them.
Okay.
A couple of other things that we've been watching is we've talked about the show Last Man Standing and Real O'Neals.
Yes. This is something I wanted to bring up, so I'm glad we're getting into this.
Both canceled.
Yes.
both found out they were canceled because the executives just announced, hey, these shows are now canceled. Didn't talk to the cast first, crew, writers, nothing. Just these shows are canceled.
Right. So, have you been hearing about the controversy of why they think Last Man Standing got canceled?
No, but I'm guessing because it got too political.
Very much the political.
Yep.
Both what was on the show and Tim Allen's personal, what he's been saying out in public on his own personal opinion.
But he's a pretty staunch Republican.
Yeah.
So why? So it's because he's not.
Because
he's not democratic enough.
He's too conservative.
He's too conservative.
And people are saying, well, ABC in itself is a very liberal network, so they didn't want to deal with this conservative show on their network, even though it was its second highest rated comedy.
Was it really the second highest rated comedy? Wow.
The only thing that's better in comedy is Modern Family. There's only two shows that have higher.
If you want to talk about opposite ends of the right wing, left wing, conservative, liberal.
Modern Family is a higher ranked comedy. It's the only higher ranked comedy list. The only two shows that have higher viewerships apparently are Modern Family and Grey's Anatomy.
Wow.
On ABC.
There you go. So yeah, it was still canceled.
Yes, but the other thing they're saying is one, it's going to its sixth season. So that means time for contract renegotiations, which means the actors would demand more money. Also, ABC Studios isn't the one that produces the show. 20th Century Fox is. So ABC actually leases the show from...
Right, and Fox is the one who pulled the plug, wasn't it? Or was it ABC?
It was ABC is what the news stories are saying. Because Fox News is coming out and accusing ABC of...
Interesting. Well, then Fox can just put it somewhere else.
Yeah, right? But the other thing that got brought up is ABC is now reviving American Idol.
Yes.
Which I couldn't care less.
Well, we need more British people telling Americans why they suck at singing.
But so now there's the argument, well, ABC is going to need at least 2 time slots in their week to put American Idol on, because you have an hour and a half to 2 hours of the performances, and then a separate show that's somewhere between 30 and 60 minutes of the results and eliminations.
Right.
So they're saying, well, we're going to free up some space in our weekly time slots to do that. So one of those slots may be the slot that Last Man Standing and the Real O'Neals were in. Or not
Last Man Standing was a Friday night show, though.
Yes, which they could do a results show on.
Okay.
Is Real O'Neals what was after? No, what is it? What came after?
Oh, I don't know. Hulu just shows me what's on when I want to see it.
Whatever show that's after the Last Man Standing got canceled also.
Okay.
So that's the big controversy with that. I was reading all about that today.
The 2 other things I watched that I think you might have some input on. The first one is the Neil deGrasse Tyson Hot Ones.
Yeah, that's who's on it.
Did you watch it?
Oh, yeah, I did.
What did you think?
I like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think he's entertaining.
Okay.
There's a lot of science people or intellectual people that are real fucking boring to listen to. I think he's entertaining the way he explains stuff. So I actually enjoyed this episode.
So I actually don't have a huge exposure to Neil deGrasse Tyson. I know people love him and he's very charismatic. People all say this. I just don't give a fuck.
Okay.
When I want my science, I want my science.
Sure.
I don't want... I don't know what to say. I actually don't find him charming. I actually really found him annoying.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like I felt like, one, he was trying too hard at some points. It was just kind of weirdly arrogant in other points.
I took that to be the fact that he is such an intellectual that there's that built-in allowance for social awkwardness.
So, and that very well be it, because there are those people who, when you're poor and homeless, you're crazy.
Right.
When you're rich or genius, you're just eccentric.
Yeah.
So there may be that allowance in there. It's not by no means the worst episode I've ever seen.
Sure.
In fact, there are people that I love that did horrible episodes of Hot Ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Anthony Rizzo, first baseman for the Cubs, one of the worst Hot Ones I've ever seen.
I remember that episode.
But it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So Neil deGrasse Tyson may be great. Other aspects, I didn't love this episode of Hot Ones.
Okay.
I actually liked the Kevin Love one more.
Yeah, I thought that one was good
too. I hate the Cavs.
Too. Yeah. Yeah. All right. You had one other thing?
Mm-hmm. Jessica and I started a new show. Just only watched the first episode.
Okay.
Little show called Vikings.
Oh, you started it.
Yes.
What do you think so far?
I got a lot of mixed emotions.
Okay.
A lot of mixed thoughts.
So you've seen just one episode?
Just the first episode.
Yeah, that one's...
Yeah, it was. So much like I'll get into when I talk about movies this week, I love the Viking and I love the Norse mythology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lothbrok is he is a huge aspect of Norse mythology.
Yep.
And this very much does not follow that
Not at all. Not at all.
And I knew that going into this. So I was able to just say, you know what? This is an Elseworld. This is a, what if? This is just something else. And I was okay with that. The things that actually kind of bothered me about it is I don't like the guy who they cast. Like, his weird smirks and mannerisms, I just didn't jump for me.
Okay.
Now, it may get better as the show progresses. You can never judge a show by the first episode. You can never give the pilot.
Right.
So it may get a little bit better. Gabriel Byrne, whom I love as an actor, don't love him as the king of the Vikings.
Okay. The Earl.
The Earl.
Yeah.
2 reasons. One, he doesn't look like a Viking. He looks like he should be D'Artagnan from the Three Musketeers.
Sure.
He's got that feathered hair and that wispy mustache. You're a fucking Viking.
Yeah.
You give me a beard.
Right.
Because Lothbrok used to actually wear a clothing that he made from cutting the beards off the other people he defeated. So he had a cloak of beards. Because in the Viking mythology in life, the beards was a symbol of strength and everything else.
Yep.
So this wispy ass mustache would never be the Earl.
Okay.
Throw that aside, though. That didn't bother me that much.
Okay.
I just felt like he just doesn't look right compared to everybody else.
Okay.
And it is what it is. I definitely liked it enough, and I'm definitely intrigued enough that I'm looking forward to continuing the show.
So, for me, this show... You know how much I love Sons.
Sure.
For me, this show by episode 3, maybe 4, I was as into it as I was at the high point of Sons.
I can actually see myself... Again, the first episode of Sons I liked, but I didn't love it.
Right.
So I think once I get into it some more, I might be like, oh yeah, I'm totally.
I'm trying to remember now. Is Floki in the first episode?
Yes.
It's weird that they got the lead singer from Prodigy to play that role.
Is that really who that is?
No, but it fucking looks like it. Every time I see him, I'm like, oh, is he just gonna smack thy bitch up? But it's a great show.
So
I'm excited for you to get farther into
with
that.
the ship being built and them out to sea, and it turns out it worked.
Yeah.
And they decided to head west.
Yes.
Whereas everyone else heads east.
Right. And that's how they eventually end up in England.
Yeah, I would assume the Saxons.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Okay.
So those are me TV shows.
Okay. I have one other TV news thing that I want to see if you've heard of and gauge your reaction on. So we record on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday was the 10th, if I remember correctly.
Sounds about right.
Mathematically, that's sound. On the 10th, and I missed this news story, NBC canceled Powerless.
No.
Officially canceled. Gone. Done.
Why? Such a good show.
They had 3 more episodes recorded and ready to air that they are not airing here, but they aired in Australia, of all places. So, I'll find those. I'll watch them. But yeah, gone. Done. It had been pulled off the air for 2 weeks anyways, but they officially dropped the axe on it last Wednesday.
What did they cite? Low ratings?
Low ratings mostly. Which, this is the kind of show where you're not really going to get high ratings, especially the first season. It's a very niche show.
But such a good show.
It was great, though. Yeah. So, gone. Done.
Wow. Okay.
It got 9 episodes on air. That was it.
When they canceled Kings, you could say it was a writing strike and they released different episodes online and fine. But now what are you going to say for Powerless? Because you're going to look back on Powerless and say that was such a good show. Mm-hmm. What happened to it? Do you remember Mockingbird Lane?
No.
One episode only. Show never. NBC didn't pick it up.
Okay.
It was Jerry O'Connell.
Okay.
It was a remake of The Munsters.
Oh.
Jerry O'Connell as Herman.
Okay.
Eddie Izzard as Grandpa. It was brilliant. It still gets rave reviews if you look it up now. NBC passed on it. Pass.
Okay. The only other TV thing I have is Ring of Honor. I don't know if you want to jump into that now.
Yeah, you're...
Yeah, let's do...
let's do a refill?
Let's do a Price is Right. We'll do a refill. We'll come back and we'll talk.
Wow, I'm surprised. You need a beer for Ring of Honor, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun. Like I have the Price is Right song in my head.
Right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Ring of Honor.
Okay. So I watched the episode from, as you informed me, the 8th, not the 10th.
Yeah.
The
Cody
source-
Rhodes headline one.
Yeah, the source I was using for some reason had it time stamped at the 10th, and I don't know why. Maybe that's when it got put up. Now, is this when we were talking last week? Is that the episode that you
Yeah.
already? Okay, so you didn't even have to watch an episode.
Didn't
this
have
week.
to
You're
watch
just-
another
you're
one.
Good.
I didn't have to watch another one. So I am curious.
It's everything you told me it would be.
Right?
Very small venue.
Looks like a high school gym.
Yeah.
With different lighting.
Right. The setup of it super awkward because you would have the times where the camera was on the announcer table and you saw the contestants entering behind them.
Yeah.
So you can tell how cramped, how small that is. The commentating was terrible, especially during the Cody Rhodes match when the other wrestler, I can't remember his name, was out there doing color commentary. Also.
Oh yeah. Shoot, black guy.
Yep. Which obviously I didn't know he was black until he came out into the ring, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I can't remember his name now
Yeah.
though.
Anyways, his commentating was
It's a punny name too.
yeah. His commentary was terrible, and I had to listen to it during that entire main event match.
Yeah.
You can tell that these guys definitely aren't in the big league, because their reactions to hits are horribly acted. It's you see the person's elbow still 4 or 5 inches away from their face, and they're already sprawling backwards.
Sure.
The gimmicks are bad. They didn't have in-ring mics, so that whole last bit between
The guy who's not a Nazi but is, and
yeah,
the champion.
Which I was trying to look up what the hell that gimmick was, because it's not a Nazi uniform, but it's something.
Right.
I really wish he would just come out and say I'm M. Bison or something.
He does. It looks like he's wearing a gray M. Bison costume.
But so that whole thing between the guy that was announcing and that guy, they're talking in ring, and everybody in the venue can hear it because they're all at maximum 8 feet away from the ring. So there's yelling, but for the televised audience, you can't hear what they're saying. So yeah, definitely not on the caliber of WWE.
But you can see so much raw potential in a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
Now, the guy that Cody Rhodes teamed with, Adam Cole,
Yeah.
the pay-per-view that was a couple nights later, he was kicked out of the Bullet Club.
Okay. So at the War of the Worlds.
Yes.
Yes. Which is an interesting concept.
Now,
But,
the interesting...
let's start it. He was kicked out of the Bullet Club.
He was kicked out of the Bullet Club.
There was the tension being presented between
Him and-
Cody Rhodes and Adam Cole during that match. Adam
Kicked
Cole
out.
leaves the match, comes back at the end to save him. So he gets kicked out of the Bullet Club.
Because his contract is up with Ring of Honor,
Oh.
and rumor is he's heading
going to WWE.
He's heading to WWE. So he got kicked out of the Bullet Club.
Okay. Entertaining, for sure. I
Okay.
mean, it's still entertaining. It's still people doing, the wrestling entertainment.
Yeah, and a lot of the guys... So the guys who go to Ring of Honor go there for one of two reasons. One, you're on your way to the big leagues.
Right.
Or two, you got annoyed with the big leagues and said, fuck you, for some
Yeah.
reason or whatever.
Right.
Which is Cody Rhodes' deal.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, immensely popular. He's been on the Arrow TV show several
He
times.
was actually on last week's episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
Steve Amell wrestled against him.
Yep.
The reason he left is he did not like his Stardust character.
Right.
His brother's Goldust,
Yep.
so he was Stardust. He didn't want to do it anymore, and WWE was like, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
He's like, or I'll just leave.
Right. And by all accounts, he's doing great on what I guess you would call independent circuit.
He is by far the
even
number
Ring of
one
Honor
indie guy.
Doesn't bill themselves as an independent promotion though, which is weird.
Well, they
are, but they're like, no, we're like independent plus.
yeah.
Yeah. But going back to War of the Worlds, obviously I wasn't familiar with this concept or how they do their promotions until I watched this, but they were promoting it pretty heavy. So War of the Worlds is Ring of Honor's wrestling stable versus the New Japan Pro Wrestling. Right?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's New Japan Pro Wrestling.
But it's not a single night event.
No.
This was a tour.
Yes.
So they had, I think it was 4 or 5 consecutive nights. They were in different cities with different people from each stable wrestling against each other. So they get almost as much exposure as not necessarily as much exposure as like a world like a WrestleMania, but in the sense that they have like 5 venues they're at instead of 1.
So if you were to watch War of the Worlds, it would be WrestleMania caliber. That is the time where they all say we need to bring our A game, because New Japan is a completely different company. This is DC and Marvel saying, guys, we're gonna get together, we're gonna do this cross promotion, and then we're going. This is amalgam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all the big guys who come from, and there is actually a Bullet Club in New Japan as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So the way Bullet Club works is it's a group of guys and they have members in all the independent factions.
Oh, okay.
So they're one big family. So they're all Bullet Club, but they have members in all these different factions.
Oh, that's interesting.
With one leader, Kenny Omega.
Okay.
So the originator of it was Finn Balor.
Oh.
He started the Bullet Club.
Okay.
So we have him, Shinsuke Nakamura, who's been in it, who's now on SmackDown.
Right.
You have AJ Styles.
Okay.
You have Anderson and Gallows.
Yep.
So all these guys were in his original Bullet Club.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So then what happens is they move up, new leader comes in, so they have members in all these different factions.
Okay.
So there will be Bullet Club members in New Japan. There will be Bullet Club members here. There'll be Bullet Club members there.
So, the way I watched this was not the same way that you watched it.
Okay.
Although I think in the future I will watch it the same way you did.
Sure.
Because of the issue that I had. But I'm curious now to go because it has other promotions on there too.
Yes.
Not just ROH. There's New Japan. There's a couple other ones. So I'm almost curious now to go check out a show from a couple of the other ones.
You're going to go see what Impact is like, TNA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that is a little bit higher than Ring of Honor.
Yes.
But yeah, I am curious now to like go see how some of the other games go.
There's a show here that Cody Rhodes is going to. I want to go to.
Which I do want to go to.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
$25 for a standing room or $40 for a seat.
What day is it again?
It's like June.
Okay, it's in June. I'm good.
Yeah, it's in June.
Okay.
I'll send you the details.
Yeah.
One other thing I want to talk about really fast.
Okay.
And then we'll move on is a YouTube video I watched.
Okay.
As you know, I love What Culture.
Yes.
I love What Culture wrestling.
I watch so much What Culture, but it's like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I have a little bit of everything. This is their What Culture, and they do lists.
Mm-hmm. That's where I get stuck in. Like, I will spend 2 hours watching What Culture lists.
And this is What Culture's 10 reasons it's not worth going to the cinemas anymore.
Okay.
And this is going to lead me into our movies discussion.
Oh, I have something else to talk about before we get into... No, never mind. I can go after movies before...
So here are the 10 reasons that the cinema is not worth it anymore.
Okay.
Number 10, exclusive product is no longer a thing.
True.
Okay. Number 9, they leave the lights on.
Yeah, it drives me fucking crazy.
And now, so we went to the theater. They now have spotlights on the walkways to make people so they don't fall over.
No, that's what the lighted LED strips were for.
8, home media companies are user friendly and they care about you.
That's true.
Hulu and Netflix. Whereas, remember before there used to be ushers in the movie theater to tell people to be quiet?
Yeah.
Not a thing anymore.
No.
Number 7, it's just gimmicks. 3D, 4K, moving seats. Number 6, the people, which...
Fuck the people.
Number 5, finding good films is hard. So they explain that in this aspect. You may have 15 screens at this movie theater, but 7 of them are playing the same fucking movie.
That's true.
So a lot of times, so the movie came out, Lobster. I wanted to see Lobster.
Okay.
In theaters. I could watch it at Lincoln Square or one theater in downtown Seattle. Meanwhile, that same weekend in Alderwood, there was 5 screens showing the same Expendables movies or whatever.
Sure.
People with their phones on. Home cinemas have just gotten too good.
Yeah.
So I understand that they always do that thing. Would you want to watch a movie on a screen this big? Well, you know what? My TV's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
My sound's pretty fucking good.
Right.
And I can turn off all my lights.
Right. And that's the thing is, yeah, back in the day when a standard home TV was a 27-inch 4x3 tube, sure, your movie screen was way better. But I was just at Walmart yesterday. You can get a 60-inch like 1080p TV for $400.
Oh, yeah.
So why would I? At that point, it's paying for itself. Well, yeah, you got yours for free $99. I know.
Best price at all.
Yeah.
60. What?
60. Yeah.
Yeah, 60 Samsung Smart TV free.
Yeah. So. It's home theater is on par with, because if you're sitting 5 feet away from your TV or 6 feet away, it's gonna be the same size
absolutely
in your eye as when you're sitting mid row in a theater.
And I was telling Jessica that if we both wore like Bose or Audio-Technica's headphones, it would even sound better than what system we have now.
Oh, absolutely.
So she's curious about trying that.
Oh, you should.
Right?
Yeah.
I really think we should.
Because really, you still got one of those 24-channel Behringers out there, right?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, you can hook your audio through that. You got double output. You can adjust your bass and your treble right there. You're done.
Obviously, the cost was number 2.
Yeah.
And number 1, movie theaters aren't trying to fix any of these problems. They don't give a fuck. They're not trying to fix anything.
No, and the reason for that is because people are still fucking going to the theater.
Absolutely.
It's the thing you keep saying for the last 2 years. Protest with your dollars.
So it's funny you say that, because that's one of the things he said is, why do you feel responsible if this company fails because they're doing a bad job?
Right. If they're still going to try to sell me a medium popcorn for $10 with no refills, fuck that. I'm done.
That's right.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I bought a Whirly Pop for $30, and that thing makes amazing popcorn.
Fuck, isn't that the little thing you put around your... Oh, that's a skip it.
That's a skip it.
Yeah.
So, which leads me to movies. Did you watch movies this week?
I watched one movie, but it was a rewatch of a movie.
Okay, what did you rewatch?
Jess had not seen Get Out.
Get Out.
Get Out, the Jordan Peele...
Yeah.
Hadn't seen it.
That's not out on disc yet, though, right? I didn't think so.
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know these things.
Okay.
But we watched it
And?
in 1080p.
From the comfort of your home?
From the comfort of my bed.
You can't get more comfortable than that.
No, on my Sleep Number mattress. Fuck no, I'm not
There
getting
you
more
go. You're
comfortable
done.
than that. So this is one I talked about a couple months ago because I watched it in theaters.
Yep.
So this was a rewatch, and knowing how it went now, it was really interesting to rewatch it and see all the things that I missed that I didn't pick up the first time because I didn't know to look for them.
Okay.
The whole goddamn movie is telegraphed in the first 20 minutes. But you don't know it. Have you seen this yet?
No,
you haven't seen
no,
it?
I haven't seen it yet.
So for her, like I said, her first time watching, it gets towards the end and she's, I don't, what's happening? I don't understand, because she wasn't paying real close attention. So I pause it. And I'm like, remember when this happened? Well, that's this. Remember when this happened? That's this. So I explained everything to her. She's like, oh, I didn't even catch any of that. That's really well done, and it is. Because to anybody who has seen it, I encourage you to watch it a second time, because you will pick up on all this stuff. So that was my movies. I really watched it. I enjoyed it just as much the second time, if not more, because I was able to actually be like, oh, I get that now.
I feel you.
Okay.
My movie was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, fuck you.
2.
And it was terrible, I'm sure.
So here's why the movie theater 10 list matters. We went to an assigned seating movie theater.
Yes.
Which I quite enjoy.
Sure.
But we had to buy our tickets 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
I don't always want to do that. Sometimes I want to be Saturday afternoon, be like, I want to go see a motherfucking movie.
Yep.
That is no longer an option with assigned seating. So I have to plan ahead. You know, I spend Monday through Friday planning fucking ahead.
Yeah.
I like my Saturday and Sunday to be like what am I going to do today? Well, I'm going to eat breakfast. Then I don't know.
Yeah. That's much so I want to plan on a Saturday morning.
I plan on eating breakfast, having coffee, at some point having a cocktail. Whatever happens in between, figure it out.
There you go.
The other thing is, we went at 12:30, just a little after noon.
Okay.
Couple kids screaming, couple kids crying. Guess what? Guardians of the Galaxy, not a fucking movie to bring your children to.
No.
It's not. They think Rocket Raccoon's cute. Be a better fucking parent. Be a better parent. Don't bring your kids to Deadpool. Don't bring your kids to these movies.
Right.
And we were in the second to back row,
Okay.
which is where I like to sit.
Yeah.
And there was somebody in the third of the front row on their cell phone the whole time. Too far away for you to yell anything to them.
Right.
So not only did I get annoyed with that motherfucker on his cell phone, I got annoyed with everyone around him not willing to say anything.
Right.
We're in a theater of probably 100 other people, give or take.
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I the only one willing to say anything?
Right.
Bullshit.
Yeah. But, it's 2017. We have to respect their right to be on their phone because they paid for the same ticket you did. Fuck that.
Fine. Then it's my right to hit him. Because I paid for the same ticket he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about the movie in itself, though.
Okay.
Not good.
I'm not surprised.
Not good.
I literally waited 3 years to watch the first one and was still let down.
Still worse than the first one.
Okay.
No doubt. 2 really redeeming things about this movie. 1, great soundtrack.
Well, sure. I'm the first one.
Great
The first
soundtrack.
one, the best thing about it was the soundtrack.
Yep. And it still carries through to this.
Okay.
Half those, I knew pretty much 90% of those songs from the
Okay.
70s and 80s, but now they're just stuck in my head again because I
Right.
heard them and you're just all like, Brandy. You're just like, all right, soundtrack. Soundtrack was great.
Okay.
Second good thing about this, I got to embarrass some people afterwards, and that always makes me feel good.
Oh, okay.
So let's go through the movie, and we'll get to that point.
Okay.
So, Guy had a really good way to go into viewing this movie.
Okay.
And he was like, we can't think of this as an action movie with a little bit of comedy. We have to view this as a comedy
With a little bit of action.
Okay, that's fair. I've long since given up thinking the Marvel movies are going to follow the comic book whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
So as a comedy alone, not as an action movie, not as a comic movie, as a comedy, it sucked. The jokes were horrible. Let me give you some examples of some of the jokes. So they decide the movie opens up with them getting Nebula.
Okay.
And they bring her aboard the ship as a captive, and there's some fruit sitting there. She goes, I'm starving. I want some of your fruit. And Gamora goes, it's not ripe yet. So later the ship gets attacked. Drax walking out of the broken end of the ship with a gun. Nebula's free, and she's reaching for the fruit, and he kicks it out of her way. He says, it's not ripe yet. So then later, when she betrays them all, she grabs the fruit, she takes a bite, and she spits it out and goes, oh, it's not ripe yet.
No,
And people are laughing. People are laughing. At one opening scene of the movie, Rocket makes this new armor. It's probably a 3-inch disc that you put on yourself, and then the armor surrounds you.
Okay, sure.
Fine, just let it go. Whatever. I don't give a shit. And everyone's like, Drax, why aren't you wearing it? He goes, it's too tight for me. What do you mean it's too tight? It's armor. It's supposed to be. I have sensitive nipples. So later in the movie, he is hanging by a rope as they're going through a forest, and he hits well over 4 dozen trees. And he's like, haha, that was really fun. He laughs it off. Yet at the end of the movie, he puts on the armor and just starts screaming and crying how much his nipples hurt. Like, how the fuck is this funny? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So as a whole, the movie was just lackluster. The story sucked. The plot didn't have holes in it. It had canyons in it. Fucking canyons in it. Made no sense whatsoever. Just really disappointed with it.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here. And I can't remember the actor's name, the guy that plays the Living Planet.
Chris Pine. Oh,
No.
Kurt Russell.
I'm going to go out on a limb and guess he wasn't really the father.
He was.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, Ego is really the dad.
Oh. Well, shit.
But
I mean,
he's evil, obviously.
yeah, but yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago when we saw the trailer. You always assume that when the plot line is, hey, you're searching for your father and I am your father, that it's never really.
Yeah, actually the dad.
Oh.
Actually the dad.
That's almost more disappointing than if it had been deceptive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason why he abandoned him and the reason why he abandoned the mom, like, the stupidest fucking reason in the world. Just like, I thought about this for 3 seconds and I already have like 9 other solutions you could have.
Okay.
Movie sucked.
So if I wait another 3 years before I watch this one, I'm not missing out on anything?
No.
Cool.
And this solidified not only my decision, here's how bad of a comedy this was. My wife, my beautiful, beloved wife, who laughs at every fucking thing, everything, was just like, eh.
She does find joy in a lot of things.
This is the woman who wanted to watch Storks twice in the same weekend.
Ooh. Okay. Fair enough.
There you go.
Okay.
How's that for a review?
There you go. All right, you got anything else movie-wise?
No, nothing else movie-wise.
I'm going to talk about a podcast I listened to this
Let me
week,
hear it.
which really, I know I said I could wait till after movies, but in retrospect, probably would have been better while we were talking about wrestling. Have you ever listened to This Is Jericho, or Talk Is Jericho?
No. Oh, my God. You listen to Talk is Jericho.
So
this week would have been
it was
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Okay, I like her.
Yeah. So which I didn't. Is this the one that you told me when we were watching WrestleMania? The one that comes out in cosplay?
Yeah.
Okay, because she talked about it a little bit on the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, this has to be the same person. Fucking horrible. She was great. Jericho cannot interview to save his life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, one, I had to go through so many hoops to even listen to this show. Because I'm like, oh, I'll just call it up on Stitcher. It's not on Stitcher. Because it's part of Podcast One, and they're not on Stitcher.
Right. You have to have their podcast app to listen to their podcast.
No, here's a little plug for somebody we're involved with. Download the Podbean app.
Oh.
Podbean, who we host our podcast through.
Thank you, Podbean.
For nothing. But, yeah.
He says nothing.
Yeah. We pay you. So, anyways. So, I had to download the Podbean app to get it. Because otherwise, if you download the Podcast One app, you actually have to pay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, right? Or you can stream it through YouTube, which is just a picture of their title, and you listen to it through. I'm like, no, that's going to... Anyways. So, one, he knew nothing about her. He didn't do any research prior. So, he didn't know how long she'd been in the main roster, how long she'd been on SmackDown, what she'd done in SmackDown.
How does he not know this stuff?
Because he's on Raw. So, it's so separate that he had never actually seen her wrestle except for like at WrestleMania. So, he didn't know any of her background. I knew more about her background from doing a 30-second Google search than he did in an hour episode.
Okay.
So the whole time he's like, so you were in NXT?
Yeah, before that, she was a professional bodybuilder.
Right.
She went to NXT.
Yeah.
She's engaged to Blake. From Blake and Murphy. That's fine.
So yeah, he didn't know anything. So the whole thing was, it reminded me a lot of that like Chris Farley sketch from SNL, like, oh, you remember when you were in this movie? That was awesome. Except it was, you were in a movie? Oh, that's awesome. Like it was. I'm never gonna listen to another episode of that show because of the unprofessionalism that he presented in that episode.
I tried the Ric Flair podcast for an entire 7 minutes and I had to tap out.
This was an hour and a half long show of that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nope.
But again, she was great. I would almost rather have her host a show where she interviews other people than Chris Jericho. It was bad. It was really, really bad.
The GOAT.
Yeah. But speaking of listening to things, you had some headphone news.
Yes.
Like my segue there, that was almost professional.
It is with a heavy heart I report this headphone news. I did not buy the Audio-Technica Studios.
Why not?
So,
are you saying you bought something but it wasn't those?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. I don't like where this is going.
Why? Stellar deal. Killer deal. Killer deal.
On those skull candies? Yeah.
So I bought Beats Studio Professional. No, I'm joking. I would never fucking do that.
I was going to say, I'm fucking out of here right now.
As much as I love Dre, I can't do that. Now that Jehovah puts out some headphones, I might have to consider them.
Really? Because he put out an entire music streaming service. Did you subscribe to that?
Title?
Yeah.
I have no comment to make on this.
Are you a Brooklyn Nets fan?
He sold.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
He was required to sell when he started Rocca Sports Management because there was a conflict of interest.
Sure.
But he's got Kevin Durant. He his sports representation company is huge.
Okay.
Anyways, neither here nor there.
Sure.
So, as you know, I love Bose.
You do? Yeah.
I do love Bose.
And okay, to be clear, I have no problem with Bose except for their industrial design. They're just so fucking boring.
Oh, yeah. Yes. There is nothing appealing physically about a Bose set of headphones.
No.
You see those things and you're like, is your favorite ice cream flavor
vanilla?
Not even vanilla. Plain. Like they didn't even add vanilla extract. Milk? Is your favorite ice cream milk?
You have a poster of celery on your wall?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Bose has announced they are no longer producing wired headphones.
Okay.
Now, you can buy their wireless ones that plug in if you want. That's fine.
Sure.
But they will no longer be producing wired headphones.
Okay.
So they're around the ear studio wired headphones, brand new, not refurbished.
Okay, I see where this is going.
$79.99.
Yeah. Okay. I can't fault you for that.
Can't fault me for that.
The sound quality in those is great.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could send them off and get them custom painted.
I just ordered black. They had black or navy.
Yeah.
And it comes with the extra long cable.
Right.
So I get 2 cable lengths.
When we were talking about the Audio Technicas, and I brought them last week, I forgot to mention, I did get the extra long cable and the coiled cable in that package deal.
Oh.
I've never fucking used the coiled cable because I don't know what I would use it for.
Yeah.
But I used the extra long one.
I love those Audio Technicas.
Yeah.
But for $60 difference.
No, and that's the thing. For that price, you can't.
I can't.
No.
So, and not only that, they're going to ship them with 2-day shipping.
Okay. Okay.
Free 2-day shipping.
I cannot fault you there.
Thank you. So next week, you can come a little early, try my new Bose Studios.
I will do that.
Please. Oh, that reminds me, we're not recording next week. I will be at the MegaCon in Orlando.
So I will not be coming early next week.
Next time.
Okay.
Next time.
Next time.
Shall we talk a little about some comic books?
Sure, we can do that.
Okay. What's on your list?
This is what I read this week. Archie number 20.
Okay.
Fuck, I can't read my own handwriting.
This says Zombie Tramp at number 9.
Oh, no. Sorry, I abbreviated. That's what I was having problems. It's MMPR for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay.
Number 15. X-Men Gold number 4. Generation X number 1.
Yeah, it's in my stack.
Batwoman number 3. Teen Titans number 8. Green Arrow number 23. Green Lanterns number 23. Batman number 23. Nightwing number 21. And Flash number 22.
Okay. So I got Batman 23, which I love the title of this issue. The Brave and the Mold.
Yeah.
Come on, that's great.
That was good.
Nightwing 21. Traditional art. He's not doing the variants anymore, so
that's a terrible variant.
I may have to cancel these.
No, you're not.
Because I'm already 21 in.
Exactly.
I'm already 21 in.
Yeah, you're not going to stop now.
Superman 23.
Okay.
Super Sons number 4. Teen Titans number 8. Trinity number 9. Lucifer number 18, which I regret to inform the public I've removed from my pull list.
There's no regret there. That's a good call.
It's actually been phenomenal.
Really?
It's been phenomenal. I'm just 10 issues behind, and at this point, I might as well just buy the trade.
Yeah.
Archie, number 20. Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers, number 1.
Come again?
Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers, number 1.
Who the fuck is publishing this, Titan?
Udon and Capcom.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Remind me what Darkstalkers is?
It's another fighting game, but it was all like the vampires and werewolves, and I'm like, well, I gotta at least see what this is like. I have to at least see what this is like.
Yeah.
I only ordered the first issue.
That's a good call, I'm sure.
Birthright 24, Generation X number 1, Daredevil number 20, which is this close to being canceled. I also already canceled All New Wolverine, and I wasn't gonna cancel Moon Knight, but there's only one issue left. Trades brought to you by InStockTrades.com.
So I need to look in. They actually sponsor a lot of podcasts. I need to see how we can get on that list.
Seriously, because at this point, I'm at a trade order a week from these guys. Yeah. So this week is Divinity 3, the Stalinverse. Already out in trade.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Valiant
2
doesn't
weeks
fuck
ago.
around. Valiant's like, let's put the final issue and the trade to press at the same time.
Green Lanterns, The Phantom Lantern, Volume 2.
Which issue is that?
This would be issues, I believe, 7 through 12.
Okay.
7 through 14.
Okay.
And We Stand on Guard, Deluxe Edition.
I see a Canadian flag, and I'm.
You don't know about We Stand on Guard?
No, I don't.
Oh my God, Jay! Just flip through this for a second. I'm gonna read you the description, okay?
Okay.
Set 100 years in our future, We Stand on Guard follows a heroic band of Canadian civilians turned freedom fighters.
I'm already
who must defend their homeland from the invasion by the technologically superior opponent, the United States of America. So they have like they fight with like dire wolves and shit.
Okay, I need to.
So the book,
I need to read this.
Flip through it. It's Brian K. Vaughan.
Yeah.
So
Brian K. Vaughan's fucking awesome.
This book, everyone I know who read it just rave reviews about We Stand on Guard. And then the book I'll be reviewing is Flash number 22.
Okay.
So that's the deluxe edition. That's the entire series. That's all there is to it.
So it's like a 4 or 5 issue.
6, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Don't-
The art's good. It's not
It's fine.
flashy. It's not.
It reminds me of Quietly,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, come on. What's not to love about that?
Shower scene.
There's a shower scene a la, like,
She turns around and says, "Sorry for being naked."
sorry. She'll worn her toque in the shower.
Oh, that's great. Okay. That's.
Yeah, we stand on
I've
guard.
never heard of that, but okay.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Real quick, I know you are not on Instagram.
I'm not.
Image has been doing a really cool thing the last, where are we at? 4 weeks, 5 weeks now, where they will take a picture of one of the bookshelves that's in their studio, whatever. So it'll be a bunch of trades that are, here's the A's. Everything starts with A's. Vote for which one you would read if these were all in front of you. And people, like, they
Sure.
comment. They're like, oh, yeah, Alex Nada or whatever. And it's kind of a fun game to, like, see who.
Okay.
And at the end of every week, they're like, oh, this one won. So I have, we're in week 5. I have 17 weeks to read that so I can vote for it.
So we stand on guard.
Okay.
Did you read Flash?
I did read Flash.
Okay. What? Now, a couple things, some backstory into this Flash issue.
Uh-huh.
It's the end of the Button arc,
It is.
which I feel like was a 4-issue arc resulting in nothing.
Exactly.
Now, it wasn't supposed to result in nothing.
No.
Now, have you heard about the controversy with Detective Comics?
No.
So Detective Comics, last issue that we just talked about last week, they changed the last page.
Oh,
The
okay.
ballet scene.
Okay.
He was supposed to know that Tim was alive and vow to go find him.
Oh.
Now we know that this issue was delayed.
Sorry. I read in digital, so I didn't know it was a 3D cover.
This issue was delayed due to some changes. And even on the cover, they talk about Red Robin, but he was nowhere mentioned in this issue at all.
Right.
So the hypothesis is that that's what they changed. That Bruce did not find out he's still alive, but he was supposed to.
Okay.
And that's why Detective Comics got changed.
Okay.
In fact, DC sent out that information to the news sources and then told them, if you leak this information, you're cut off.
Oh.
We're pulling back that information.
Okay.
What really, really bothered me about this issue, like I was angry, is when I saw the cover.
Okay.
Why the fuck did you put the secret character in this issue on the cover?
Right. You just blew the lead
You
right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was so fucking angry. Because had I not seen that cover when that occurred, when we see Jay Garrick, I would have lost my shit.
Right.
But I saw the cover, so
But
I'm
you're
like,
like, oh, I know he's in this.
Jay Garrick's in this
Done.
somewhere.
Yeah. And where the fuck is Tim Drake? Yeah. That's the two. Okay. I know this guy's here. Where's the other guy? Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think of this issue?
As an issue, I was very, very meh. Like, there was nothing that happened in here where I was like, okay, this is cool. We already knew that Dr. Manhattan was around.
Yeah.
So having him show up towards the, or like in the second to last page, I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck because I already know he's here. I think it really caused the mini event to be absolutely pointless.
Couldn't agree more.
We now have 4 issues of Batman and Flash running through the time stream, and at the end, there's nothing new that happens.
Nothing. This could have just been 4 issues in Flash or 4 issues in Batman. This did not have to be something
Or
called the
one
button.
issue in Flash. Really?
Maybe 2.
Yeah. Okay, maybe 2. Because you have in the first, I want to say it was the first issue, Reverse Flash shows up dead. Like
Yes.
he gets pulled away and then comes back dead. At the end of it, oh hey, he's dead again. So what the fuck changed in those 4 issues? Nothing. Batman saw his dad in an alternate timeline. What's that going to change in the long run?
Nothing.
Probably nothing. You see Jay Garrick and then he goes away again. Is he going to come back?
Yes.
Eventually, sure. But we all...
Because you saw other characters from the JSA mentioned already.
Right. So we knew he was going to show up at some point anyways. So this 4-part mini event or like whatever you want to call it, served absolutely no point. And I kind of wish I just got regular stories.
I 100% agree with you. Now, I understand it's leading to what's called the Doomsday Clock.
Sure.
Which is the big Superman, Watchmen. This is the event that we finally get our answers. November 2017, written by Jeff Johns, art by Gary Frank.
So November 2017.
November 2017.
It's May.
Well, that does say May. Yes, yes, it is May.
So, fuck. You did a 4-issue mini event for something that's going to happen 7 months from now. Why? Fucking come out with this in October. Have the next issue be Doomsday Clock. But now, what the hell is going to happen for the next 7 months?
I'm hoping that in the next 7 months we either get to find out who Dr. Oz is, and then maybe somebody learns who Dr. Manhattan is. Tim Drake comes back, like something. But if this is ignored till November, okay. So apparently this is the week of audio and visual errors because everything just went black on us.
I think there's a weird magnetic cloud overhead, and we're about to experience Maximum Overdrive.
Oh my God.
Second time I've got to refer to that movie this week.
Or is this Dr. Manhattan fucking with our time?
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Oh, God. There's going to be a big dick, blue dick in my face.
Again, I hate when that happens.
You can actually see that other time that happened to me if you actually want to go to, instead of YouTube, it's going to be RedTube. So what I was saying, yeah. So
Omega Men.
It's fine. We'll talk about it later. Flash overall just was.
I don't even really have a book of the week. I just have a couple things I want to touch on real quick.
Okay.
One, Archie continues to be fucking awesome.
I
one of my
it.
top books every time it comes out.
I love you, Mark Wade.
You are not reading any of the X-Men books right now.
I'm reading the first issues. I will 100% get all the trades because I'm an addict.
So when you get the first trade of X-Men Gold, you have Hipster Gambit to look forward to.
Son of a bitch.
They've done a subtle redesign of most of his costume, but he is wearing this slouchy beanie now.
No.
Yeah. As soon as he came on panel, I'm like, fuck no.
So he went from being a suave New Orleans draw.
But he still has that attitude, but he's got the slouchy beanie. Right. And I'm like, no, this is terrible. And then in Green Arrow 23, the villains of the story say that they are going to destroy the most iconic part of Seattle, the thing that everybody looks at Seattle and says, that is Seattle. So what do you think they blow up?
Space Needle?
They fucking blow up the Space Needle.
Okay.
What would have been so much better is if that had been part of a flashback and they blew up the Kingdom. Because, come on, tie that shit in. But no, they blow up the Space
Or,
Needle.
you know what? Go even funnier. What'd they blow up? The very first Starbucks. Like, something.
But no, so it's current day story, so they blow up the Space Needle. But again, I do still enjoy the fact that the story is set in Seattle, and they do have so much about actual Seattle.
Okay.
So. But I think that is all I have. It's been a long, weird episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye now. Otherwise, like, who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah. At this point, they're gonna like cut in some found footage of us, like in Blair Woods or something.
Oh. So, really quick aside.
Okay.
The very first time I saw the original Blair Witch movie, we were what, 16?
Yeah, something like that.
I watched it while I was staying with my aunt and uncle, visiting them for a summer in Michigan. Their house was in the woods. The next closest neighbor was like 5 acres through woods. It's a fucking weird night. That's all I got from me this week, though.
Okay, that's all I got too.
Bye.
See ya.